Hey, Cass. So I bought a truck yesterday without necessarily getting your permission, didn't I?
You did.
Right. And then I tried to act like I was going to show it to you on Craigslist, didn't I?
Yeah, that's what you did.
And then what happened?
And then the posting had been deleted by the author, and I was really disappointed. Like, you totally ruined my day. I didn't want to finish eating my salad, and I just wanted to go home.
Oh, because you thought that we were going to try to get
I know.
Get a cool truck, and it was gone.
Even before we had decided for sure we were gonna get it, it was gone.
Yeah. So then what happened?
So then you just tried to play it cool, but you couldn't help yourself, and you told me that you had bought the truck, and that was awesome. Highlight of the day.
Nice. And it took forever to get delivered, huh?
Oh my God, yeah, it was just painful. It was
I know.
painful waiting. I wanted to
The suspense was definitely killing.
It was. After you called, when they didn't respond to the text message, I was gonna be like, let's get in the Toyota and just drive over there. because I really wanted to. Well, I haven't even seen it.
But late last night, after you had fallen asleep, the truck ferry did come, didn't they?
Truck ferry, overnight.
Let's go take a look at this. All right, I'm outside the gate. She's inside. We're hoping for a reaction, but hopefully not. Come on out, baby. I know you know what it looks like. No, you did have a reaction, though, on the Rusty video, which was great. And there it is. Now, it's going to be hard for you guys to see because I'm filming directly into sunlight. So I'm about to get to the other side of it. So we're told this is a 1950 Chevrolet. And the purpose of us buying this truck is we're going to take this cab and we're going to put this cab on what's becoming Rusty Venture, slowly but surely. So I created more work for myself, yes, I know, but I've always wanted to talk shit about putting an old cab on top of Rusty. Yeah, I know, some deep dish wheels, huh? And with the Hercules tires, it's like it was meant to be. Yeah, those things are deep, man. But, so the plan is to take the cab off and to get it to fit on top of our K20. And then we haven't figured out if we're going to do the patina thing or if I'm just going to paint them satin black and make a grill and some fender flares to match the way Rusty looks now. God, I just love the way this thing looks. I just sit out here and I just keep staring at it and staring at it. I'm gonna make it look aggressive as hell when it goes on Rusty. Anyways, on to start my day. Look at it over there, just hiding, just waiting for me to get to it. Oh, man, it's like real hard not to just stop and stare at it every time I walk past it. So back to the fun. Well, a whole lot of brouhaha and everything. Like I said, we're going to use the other motor from the van. So I'm going to put this pan back on, then the timing cover back on, and I'm going to have to pull this automatic flywheel off and go get the flywheel for the standard out the back of the van and go ahead and get it bolted on. And I'm going to go ahead and might as well just torque it and do the Loctite and get it all ready to go. And so we can get the clutch on this thing, mock the other transmission on here and get it ready to go into the van. I got the junk back on the front and the flywheel's loose, but now it's time to go to work on the jobby jobs. I go work on the Jeep until it rains. When it starts raining, I'll come back in here and wrap this up. A little update on what's going on over here with the 302 board over 30. This was the big AC bracket. It used to come way up here and way up here, and it would bolt onto here, here, and there. And like I said, what I ended up doing was trimming this whole section off over here, cutting this big section off over there, and minimizing it. I hope I said that right. So that not only can you see more of the block and just aesthetically make it look better, but all it needs to do at this point is to hold that power steering pump in place. This is a Summit kit that Robert got And I have to say, I am not impressed whatsoever. Everything has to be trimmed. The spacer for this has to be trimmed. This bolt has to be trimmed. It's not long enough. This bolt, it's too long. What's going on, guys? This bolt right here is too long. It's going to have to be trimmed back down. The spacer over here is going to have to be trimmed because the whole entire alignment is literally off by about 1/8 of an inch. So we'll see how that goes. So I just got these cut. They're a little hot, but we're going to see if as soon as I can handle them, we're going to go ahead and get them in place and see if I did a good job or if I did a crappy job. So I trimmed this back and I got it in. It turned out I trimmed this a little much, but it's okay because I'd rather be able to use space washers to be able to adjust the spacing. And so I eyeballed the alignment the first time, and it was close, but it wasn't perfect. So went and got myself a yardstick, roughly 3 meters. Just kidding. And if you place it on the front of the power string pulley here, edge to edge, water pump edge to edge, then you see I'm about 1/8 off. So I need to go get myself another washer, put that in, and then I'll know where to make the cuts and adjust these 2 pieces here. So now, look at that. I got everything to work. It's sturdy as hell, and it's aligned. Let me show you how I got it aligned. The straight edge goes all the way across the front, flat to the front, flat to the front. So I got everything aligned there, and it's tight down, seals in. You know, yesterday I was really mad and I hated this kit. Oh, hit my head on the hood. I was really mad and I hated this kit, but this morning after some rest, I got it in there without trying on my first try, and I like it. It's not too shabby. I'll be using the same thing most likely on my other engines. So the flywheel's loose, but it won't come out because I'm too lazy to remove the starter, and I want to take the engine and put it back on the lift anyways, so it can be, like I said, on a tire, and it'll be much easier to stab that transmission on the ground. Do you know somebody with a truck like this that's going to want to buy the hood, the grill and bezels, the bumper and the trim, so they can kind of get a ratty look to their square body? Because I'll sell it to them. Hit me up. So I got my clutch assembly on, and I don't know why I thought I could get it on there and eyeball it and try to stab it myself. Wrong. So I went and got a clutch alignment tool today, and we're going to loosen things up and do it right and get this bad mama jama to stab and stick so we can move it aside and pull the other engine and transmission out of the van that this is going to replace. Now we have our alignment tool, and it goes in and out. Our clutch is tightened down, and I bet you I'll be able to stab this transmission in the first time now, instead of struggling and wondering, why won't it go in that last inch? Burp. Man, I should have filmed it, but I'm still working off my phone. I just lifted it right up on in there. It was real easy, in fact. So I got the engine and the transmission fused together there. I'm going to snug it up, tighten it up, and then I'm going to move this bad boy up out of the way so that I can, what am I going to do? Either work on the F100 here or go start pulling the engine out of the van. One of the two. We'll see what happens. So in the last video, I made a terrible mistake, and I called a pilot bearing a throwout bearing. But anyhow, like I said in the very first pilot episode, I don't know. I'm not a professional mechanic by any means. Learning all this as I go. So here's my tool that I rented to pull the pilot bearing. So once I get this locked in and we get that old pilot bearing that's half there out, we're going to go ahead and remove the flywheel. We're going to have to change the ring gear as well. So I'm going to show you what I learned about that. Alright, so you can see our pilot bearing and it's trash. So we're going to have to fit this tool into it by unscrewing it until the rod that pushes in between those relieves the hooks enough to fit, there we go, on the inside like that. Now simply screw this back part in until it widens those tongs that open, so until it fits tight against the bearing. There we go. That's tight against the bearing. Now let me go get the slide hammer, put it on the back of that. Tink, 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 tink. Once again, sorry about the angles, folks. Hello, having to use the telephone for my camera for the time being until I figure out what I want to do to replace it with a better one. Okay, so let me get this slide hammer screwed into this piece right here, like so. You should be able to, let's see, don't want that. And there it is. Let's see, there it is, it's out. Alright, time to remove the flywheel and replace that starter ring gear. Once again, sorry about the crazy angle, telephone use. So I'm going to put the heat, I'm going to try to strictly put it on the ring only. I don't want the flywheel to warm up, just the ring only. So let's go ahead and get this started. Once you think you don't want it red hot, but it's going to get hot enough to expand. Once it gets to that point, you're just going to tap it off with a hammer. If it flames out, that's okay. That's because there's going to be some oil residue left over in the seams that you're not going to be able to get to and wash out. It's going to take several minutes to get this warm enough to slide it off. Almost there, eh? Don't you know? There it is. It's off. Flywheel's not too hot. Ah. There we go. The ring gear separate from the flywheel. Now let's get the flywheel. We're going to lightly sand the groove where that fits into, and then begin heating up the new one and putting it on. Use some very fine wool and some simple green. And the idea is to clean all the residue out of this bevel right here. The new ring gear has a bevel that matches this bevel. You just have to look real closely to figure out which direction goes down. And the object is just to heat the ring gear up until it expands enough that it just drops over in place. And then you just want to let it cool on its own time. Don't hit it with water or nothing. Just let it cool down on its own until it grips. I'm a moron. I forgot a really important thing here. You're supposed to take your flywheel. You put it in the freezer for hours and hours so it shrinks. Then you expand your ring. Oh, I'm not looking at it. Anyhow, you freeze your flywheel so it shrinks, then you expand your ring, and then it should drop right on. I've been almost getting it on. I hope I haven't dinked it or messed it up in any way, but I'm going to go ahead and put the flywheel in the freezer, and let's see if that works. So it started to rain outside. And the guy got me the wrong clutch kit. Oh, and I don't know if he got me the wrong clutch kit or if they've got the wrong clutch kit inside the right box. One of the two. We're working on it right now, at least Owen is. So I decided to come out here into my van, Boss Hog, and start prepping this motor to take out, because I'm going to see if we can't go ahead in this video, get the other motor, cut the hole for the stick shift in the floor and get the other motor and transmission just stabbed for now. So I've got a lot to do as far as disconnecting the headers, getting those off, removing the intake, all that jazz. So I'm going to get started with that. The gasket maker cut loose, screwdriver in there, and I right up on it, make sure it moved. We're gonna go ahead and remove pull this thing. I dropped the phone, people. All right, here we go. It's raining outside and I don't care. Well, that front is glued very, very well. You know it's anyone of them. There we go. Oh, what a crappy flat tapping junk. That's okay. I got my intake off now, so we can get ready to start doing other things to prep to pull this. All right. All right. So this is my quick fuel. What do you call it? What does it say? Quick fuel Slayer 650, and my Edelbrock Performer 2104 for the TBI pre-vortex heads. And this is what I'll be running on our 4x4 K20. Yeah, you see that? Ooh, caught some of that lightning. So I'm getting run out of here. I was gonna try to get this motor pulled today out of the van. It doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Fixing to get rained off. I'm taking this front assembly off, and it was like really practically ready to go. Man, you can hear that. But it was practically ready to go. Instead, I'm getting rained out. So, I guess for the most part, that's going to end that for this episode of BeckBuilt. I'm going to keep working, and if it doesn't rain on me, I'll do another outro, but we have a lot of stuff going on. I got to get this standard in here and just get it mocked into place, so get this thing ready for transport. It's just going to be a project that's going to be put offhand. We're going to have to put upper control arm bushings in the Green Bastard really soon. We're going to have to finish the body mounts and the paint job on the what you call it, the Ram Charger. That's back over here. Right, there you go, right there. So that's going to be getting wrapped up pretty soon. I got the materials to buy the shocks and all the parts for it. And then, last but not least, this truck, the new one, this cab that we are going to be building to put on top of Rusty so they can be Rusty 2.0. Never even got them legal as a square body, and we're already just putting this old school cab on it. I will be having this chassis and drivetrain for sale soon. If anyone's interested in a drivetrain and chassis to a 1950 to 52.3 whatever Chevy 3600. Right. Anyhow, love what you do. See you next time. So you didn't think I was going to let off the episode being that boring, right? Let's just get it done. Don't know if I'm completely free or not yet. I just know that it's on its way out. And now I am creating a little bit of a murder scene. Not gonna lie. That's why people don't like working on vans. Ain't no rest for the wicked. Too late. I've already created a mess. Putting that there is a joke. Put this motor in. Never ran it in this vehicle. Isn't that sad? sorry, YouTube. Shit, quit moving. All right, well, that's it for this episode. Love what you do. 3, 4. 20 minutes of nothing is 20 minutes of nothing. You just wasted your life watching 20 minutes of nothing. It's not smoking crack, but you can't get it back. You just wasted your life watching 20 minutes of nothing. Thought it was something, my 20 minutes of nothing. It'll prove your life, my 20 minutes of nothing. In the comments